Hi everybody, I'm Robin and these are my reflections. And today it is my anniversary, my 90-day anniversary on my channel. I started this channel on December 5th. It is now March 5th, so we have just completed 3 months and I actually am still going. I'm feeling pretty good about this, and I thought that a great way to sort of celebrate this anniversary, well, I guess it's not really an anniversary. It's more like a channelversary, I guess. It's a milestone. So a great way to celebrate this milestone is to um, talk a little bit about me. I am a pretty private person. Even in IRL, I don't really like to talk about myself very much, but I saw this tag from Livy over at Crescent Dreams Tarot. I've been enjoying their channel, and the last couple of months, and they put this tag out for new YouTubers like myself to just sort of make new friends. And I thought, okay, great, this is fun. This will be fun. It didn't seem too invasive, not anything that I thought would kind of like, make me feel uncomfortable. And, I've seen a few of these go around, but this one was pretty timely. And like I said, um, it felt good. So I think I'm going to do this one. And I just wanted to share a little bit about me in, on this day. So I'm just going to let me just pull up these questions. Okay guys, I haven't made any plans here. I did put the questions down so I could see them. And that's all I did. So I don't have any decks that like correspond, but I do have plenty of decks here on my table because I'm in the midst of changing things out. So I'm just gonna share some decks that are sitting around, and it'll be like a so the tag is called Tarot Community Build. So it'll be a tarot community build um plus a at present. So we'll start with this one. This is the Llewellyn Classic Tarot. And question number one, I will link Livy's video below as well as their prompts. And I'm just going to go through them here. So prompt number one is name, preferred pronouns, and channel name. Okay, so my name is Robin. My channel name is Robin's Reflections. And my preferred pronouns are she and her. That was easy. All right, number two. What first got you into tarot? And if you have a channel, why did you create it? Oh, so what first got me into tarot? All right, so it's funny that I have this deck out actually. Okay, so the thing that got me into tarot was like the craft, I'm pretty sure. I fancied myself just like pretty much every kid that saw that. I think I was like maybe a preteen or a teen when that came. I can't remember, but I know that in high school, I thought, I did a lot of looking into thinking I was going to be a witch or something like that. And read a lot of metaphysical books. We used to sneak to Barnes and Noble, and every now and then we would pool our money, me and my best friend. We would buy books and hide them under the bed in her house because you couldn't hide shit in my house. My mom went through all my shit. So we used to hide them under the bed in her house. Those books got left with her when I went off to college, and her mother ended up finding them, and she was very upset, very upset. And in retrospect, it's really funny because my mom probably would not have been as upset as her mom was. Now that I know, and now that I'm older and I know my mom a little bit better than I did when I was a teenager, I realized that she probably would not have been as anywhere near as upset as her mother was. But she ended up throwing them all out, and along with it went the tarot deck that we had picked up from, like, I think Barnes and Noble or Books a Million or something at the time. And then that was the first introduction to tarot. And then, on and off over the years, I sort of had a deck, got rid of decks, had a deck, didn't have a deck. And then I would say flash forward to like 2015, maybe 2015, I think. Um, yeah, 2015 actually. Yep, is when I went to a yoga class. And after the yoga class, the yoga instructor let us all pick a tarot card. And I don't know, it was the first time I had seen a tarot card that didn't look like a RWS card. I had never seen one that didn't look like a RWS card. And these were, I don't even know what they were, to be honest. She told me, and I spent some time looking for them, but at the time I was living abroad and you couldn't find, it was very difficult to find tarot cards where I was living. But I did end up bringing tarot back into my life. I bought another RWS deck, and then I purchased a couple more decks, and then I bought this one. And this is the one that actually got me really getting into tarot, because it came with this big guidebook that sort of really kind of taught me that there was more to tarot than just like the little keywords that come in the little white books that you find in those smaller tuck box decks. And it led me on a journey. And so that is how I got into tarot. I started my channel to do hashtags, to do VRs. So it's kind of great that that's what I'm doing on my channel anniversary. So that is question number 2. Now, question number 3: what is your tarot aesthetic, and what kinds of decks are you attracted to? Okay, I my aesthetic. Oh, okay. So in life, my aesthetic in life is eclectic. I like all kinds of things. This is the Tempest Tarot. Um, I like all kinds of things. In music, I like everything from rap music to 90s country music. In movies, I like romantic comedies as well as westerns, as well as, you know, sci-fi, horrors, thrillers. I like all the things. And so it's very difficult for me to say what my aesthetic is. But when I'm thinking about it clearly, like just really trying to drum it down, art wise, I like all the different kinds of arts. I like everything from classical to modern. I like abstract to, very realistic. I like photo collage decks. You know, this is hand drawn. It might be digitally drawn. I don't know, but this is like actually sketched, drawn, and then I also like photo collage. So I like all different kinds of decks. But what I know is like a thread that kind of runs between them is I like clean lines and I like room to breathe. So I don't really work well with decks that are too convoluted or have too much going on. I need space. So, like, if it's a very busy deck, for instance, I don't have a whole lot of super busy decks, but if it's a very busy, this is the Spectral World Tarot. This one is super busy. Like, you see all of the colors. I do like a controlled color palette. So that would be like the third thing. So I would say clean lines, room to breathe, and a controlled color palette. I don't like to look at the cards across my table and see a million different colors. It's not necessarily something that I reach for. It's not something that would be my aesthetic, my go-to aesthetic. I like these cards because they give me room to breathe. They give me this border that sort of gives me space to kind of set my brain after all of this. And that is why I can handle this. If it didn't have these borders, I would not be able to do these cards. And so that's what I mean by when I say room to breathe. I just need space. I need space. I need clean lines so that I can see what I'm looking at. And I like a controlled color palette. It doesn't have to be limited, but controlled. All right. So that is my tarot aesthetic. The next question is, what tarot system is your favorite and which do you want to learn? Well, my favorite would be RWS. That's easy enough because that's what I learned on, and it's what I will always think of as being, you know, immediately tarot. I don't have to um, think about it. It is tarot to me. But I will say that Marseille is coming up fast on the heels of that. Here it is. I have this one out, Tarot of the Master. I really have been in the last 2 years or so having a little bit of a love affair on and off with Marseille, and especially in the last 4 months or so. Oh my goodness, I have been kind of obsessed. So even though I've had some of these decks for a long time and haven't really been using them that much, but recently I'm just really into Marseille. I've always liked pip decks, but I'm really kind of, and I like these sort of Italian-y Marseille decks, style decks. Like, I don't know. I like this. I like these. So I don't know. RWS is the favorite with Marseille coming up as a close second. All right. Number 5. Oh no, number 4. What tarot system? Oh, did I skip one? No, that's it. So, okay, so it was number 4 was what tarot system is your favorite and which do you want to learn? So I guess my favorite would be RWS and learning. I'm in the process right now of learning Tarot de Marseille and decks of that nature. Um, so then number 5. So it is top 3 favorite major arcana. Oh God. Let me see. I should have prepped. I didn't prep, y'all. I just figured I didn't prep. Okay, so I figured it would just be, oh, I'll throw some things out on the table and it'll be fine. And now they want to know favorite majors. Okay, well, this one's in order, so it'll be easy for me to find them. Um, this is the Estrella Tarot or Estrella. I don't know. It's French. In Spanish, that would be Estrella. Okay, so my favorite are the Magician because the tarot has chosen the Magician as a significator for me whenever it is speaking directly to me or wants me to see myself in a spread. It will bring this one out or it will bring this one out. So these are 2 of my favorite major arcana cards, and that is why this is actually one of my birth cards. My number is 2. And so the other cards that go with 2 would be, let me see if I can, where is it? Oh, right, I'm dealing with strength. So it's strength and justice because they fall at 11 in different decks. So it just depends on the deck. And then I also really love this other one, but I don't really consider it a significator. That one is also a 2. So these are all of my birth cards. That's number 2. This is 20. So 20 and 0, 2 and 0 is 2. And then also these are 11. They fall at 11 at different decks. So it just depends on the deck where they fall. Now, I don't really feel too connected to these, but these 3 would definitely be considered my favorite major arcana cards. For the reasons that the tarot considers this me, and I consider this me as my birth card. Of the birth cards, this is the one I connect the most to, and I just somehow seem to always love this card in the decks. I feel like with this card, when people get creative with it, it's the most interesting. I don't know. So those are my 3 favorite major arcana cards. All right. I'm going to just pop those back in the deck where they belong. Okay, so the next question is my favorite suit of the minors. These are from the Wiser Tarot. And the favorite suit is, of course, the suit of swords. And I think that this is my favorite suit. I've never really considered why. I don't really like to do favorites. I have a lot of air in my chart, and favorites are hard for me. But I think that the reason that this suit resonates so deeply with me is because once I realized that it was the suit of air and I know how much air I have in my chart, I just sort of connected myself to it and it just became like my suit, you know? So, and I think I learned it first. It was the one that I could remember without using the book first. And so, yeah, that's my favorite suit, the suit of swords. Okay, so the next question, I had to go get some cards for this, was which of the quartz cards would you consider as a significator? And in the Light Seer's Guidebook, I'm not sure exactly where. I just remember that I haven't read this book in years, but when I first read it, it asked you to pick a card, or maybe on her website, to pick a card that you most resonated with as your significator from the quartz that went with your birth element, right? And so I chose this one, the Page of Swords, because she's me. She's, you know, holding on to knowledge for dear life, basically. You know what I mean? Like I'm always reading, I'm always seeking things, trying to learn new things. I live in a sort of world of revolving knowledge. And my friends will say to me, like when I'm out with them, I'm like, oh, I read this, or I heard this, or I saw this, or I read this somewhere. And they're always like, oh, shut up about what you read somewhere. Because I love knowledge. And I really resonated with this image. Then I got the Superlunaris tarot, and I said, "Oh, I'd love to be her." Um, she's she looks. I don't know. I love this Knight of Swords. I love the air. I love that she's dancing in the air, cutting through the wind, doing some sort of tai chi with a sword. I don't even know what's happening here, but I love this. I love the movement in it. I love the wind that I can hear in it. I love the ocean in the background. So I wanted to be a Knight of Swords. But um, if you're thinking about like my age and, my element, I am actually the Queen of Swords. And this is my print of the Queen of Swords from the Superlunaris Tarot. Um, Jess and Jacob over at Super Lunar sent this to me. I was so excited to receive it. I love this deck and I buy from their shop, a lot. Actually, this cloth in the background is from their shop. If you like it, you can get that there. I'll link it below so you can if you're interested in that. And they were nice enough to send me this print during one of my purchases because I mentioned, I think on my Instagram or somewhere, that I really resonated with this Queen of Swords and I think she's beautiful. And so I keep this pinned to a pin board in my office. And she's strong, she is gorgeous, she is sharp, and I don't know, I love her. I love her. I love the fire energy of this air cards. So those would be at any given time me. And so I would use any of these as a significator. I know that was a lot to say. I would use any of these depending on what I was reading about, how I was feeling at the moment, where my energy was lying as my significator. So the next question is cardstock a big deal for you? Yes and no. I okay, so you know, when I'm choosing a deck, and we're gonna look at today the for this one that I just unboxed, the Love Oracle of Eden, for this cardstock question, because it is a deck that has two different types of. So it's glossy on one side and rose petal on the other. So I think this is an interest, and it has this sort of scratchy gilding. That's not my favorite, but it's beautiful. Um, that I think this is a good a good deck to talk about cardstock because the cardstock is so different on this deck. So I would say that cardstock is and is not a big deal for me. Now, if cardstock is the only sticking point, um, then it's probably not going to be a big deal. And if that's the only thing, I'm probably not gonna. If I really love a deck and the cardstock is the only sticking point, I'm not gonna let that deter me. But if I only kind of like a deck and I also am not feeling the cardstock, then I probably won't get it. So if like so yes and no. It will stop me if the deck is just something I'm not, you know, if I don't love it, if I'm not hell bent on having it, then then it will stop me. Um, and what I will say is that even if I do love a deck and I get it anyway, a lot of times cardstock will stop me from using it as much if it hurts my hands or if I can't shuffle it. Like with my Modern Witch, I think I would use that deck a lot more if it didn't hurt my hands so much to shuffle it. And it's so funny because I actually just returned a deck to Amazon over the cardstock, but there were other issues with it. Like I said, it's never going to be just cardstock that stops me. So that's my answer to that question. um, so number 9, do you read for others? Yes, I read for friends. I read for family. I read for, I like to do celebrity readings or like gossip sort of readings, political readings, which is not reading for others, but reading about others. And then I read for the collective on my Instagram page sometimes. Not all the time, but sometimes. So yes, I do read for others, but I do not read professionally. Now, like as in I don't exchange money for readings. Sometimes people give me decks, but I don't exchange money for readings. Okay. So now the last question here is the number one deck I'm excited to have come out this year. Okay, this is a loaded question because first of all, I have been waiting on what deck should I show you while I'm talking about this? Hold please. Let me get something that matches. I'm back. Okay. So Inside Editions has a new deck coming out, the Buffy the Vampire Slayer Tarot. So we're just going to look at my last Inside Editions and my only Inside Editions acquisition, which is the Hocus Pocus Tarot. At the moment, this is the only Inside Editions deck I have. I'm very excited, and I pre-ordered Buffy before they even released the box cover. I want to say it has been more than a year now that deck has been pre-ordered. And it's coming in just a couple of weeks. I'm so excited. I don't at this point, I don't know. I, I don't know what it's gonna be, but I doubt that they can stop my joy about having a Buffy the Vampire Slayer tarot deck. So whatever they do, I doubt that is gonna dampen my joy. Because this deck is it makes me so happy, and it's very pippy and whatever. I like pip decks, so the fact that this makes me so happy, I feel that because I love Buffy so much, just like I love Hocus Pocus, um, that deck will also make me really happy. So I'm very, very excited. And then the other deck that I am excited that may come out this year, I'm not sure if it will, is I know that the Afro Goddess Arcana Tarot and Lenormand deck are coming to I think US Games this year. I'm not sure. I think I heard that. I think I heard somebody say that somewhere. And if that comes out this year, then that will be my most anticipated deck after Buffy. But right now, it's Buffy. And so we'll leave it on. We'll leave it on her. And now lightning round questions. Okay, so what deck should we use for the lightning round questions? Let me see. Let me put this away real quick. Okay, we'll look at this one. This is the Savvy Soul Tarot by Julie Weidlich. I'm not sure if I said that right. Okay, lightning round. Coffee or tea? Coffee. I drink 1 cup of coffee every morning. Right now I'm drinking tea, but I don't drink tea every day. And I absolutely drink a cup of coffee every morning. So coffee. Colors are monochrome colors, but like I said, limited color palette, but I actually like both. I like monochrome as well. So cats or dogs? Cats, absolutely cats, all the way. I like dogs, but it's got to be cats. I love cats. Flora or Fauna? Flora, I think. I don't know. I really don't have an affinity to either, to be honest. I'm cool with both, but so favorite time of day, definitely bedtime. I like the ritual of getting ready for bed, washing my face, washing my dishes, cleaning up, getting in the bed, picking out my pajamas. Like I like bedtime. I like going to sleep. I like all of that. Getting in my comfy sheets. Um, and favorite things besides tarot? I collect crystals. I collect playing cards, and I like vases. I don't always buy them, but I like to look at them. And when I find one that I love, I will get one. And then, um, oh, I collect magnets. I try to bring one back. I don't do souvenirs when I go on vacations for any reason. The only thing I ever bring back from a vacation or a trip is a magnet. From everywhere I go, I try to bring one. And I like to pick them myself. My mom likes for people to bring her magnets from places that they went, but I don't like that. I like mine to all have a story. So yeah, that's it for me. So okay, that is my those are my answers to this tarot community build, these tarot community build prompts. So I will leave, like I said, the prompts below. I will leave Livy's video below. And if you want to answer any of these questions and you don't have a YouTube video, please feel free to pop them in the description box below. You know, if you want to just copy the whole list and answer them, I'm fine with that. If you are going to do a response, please tag Livy so we can all see it and put the hashtag, or, you know, let us know in the comments below that you're going to do the response so that we can come check it out. If it's not going to be on YouTube, like if you do it on Facebook or wherever, Instagram, let us know that you did it so we can come see. And then if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you or share it with your friends. That's another thing. You know, I'm a small channel. I think Livy just started their channel as well. So if you like this video and you want to see more people do it, if you share it with your friends on YouTube through the app, then more people will see the hashtag and then people might do it. So share if you want to see more of these, if you like it. And if you want to see more from me, you can subscribe. I release videos every 5 days or so around tarot and oracle and things like that. And I will leave you with that. So until I see you the next time, stay safe, be blessed, and bye.